Hey, what's up everybody? So I did promise that I would start kind of vlogging a little bit here on Patreon, and I figured what better way to kind of talk about some crazy things that have kind of happened to me. So I guess we'll go ahead and do that. So as some of you may have known, if you've been a part of the community, you may have kind of like heard some stories and stuff like that, and some of them are kind of crazy. So I will just kind of go from the beginning and kind of talk about some stuff. This is paranormal related. Since I was a kid, I've always been able to see shadow people, which has been kind of scary because I have no control over them or anything that they do, and they just kind of are. There are times that I can see full body apparitions, as they are known, and I used to see people for a while. They would just kind of stand in the corners, they would look at me and be very, very uncomfortable, because why wouldn't it be? And then for a while, actually, those, like I said, that have been around the community will know this, I have sleep paralysis because of narcolepsy. And for about a year straight, I would wake up and there would be a man who would stand next to the bed. And it would freak me out. And of course, I wouldn't be able to move because I was having sleep paralysis, but he would stare down at me. And at first, he wasn't like a full apparition. He was just somebody who I could sort of see there, and he was, you know, that. And then as it progressed, I actually saw more and more of him until he was wearing like a full khaki uniform, something that like a chief or something higher would wear in the Navy. I do believe he did, I think he had short brown hair, he might have been bald. It's been a bit now, so I don't quite remember all of it. But that was pretty crazy. And then jumping back to when I was about 18 years old, one day I woke up. I worked the night shift or the third shift at Dunkin' Donuts. And I woke up and I felt something jump on the bed. And I watched this like little devil thing, which can only be described as like a little devil. Like, I don't even know how, it sounds stupid, but if you've ever seen the photo, or I should say the drawing of the woman who has like a devil sitting on her chest, that is kind of what I saw crawling up on the bed to me, which was just the craziest thing that I'd ever seen. And who I was seeing at the time, his father had recently passed away, and I used to see his father down in the basement all the time, especially out in the garage, which is where he'd hung out a ton when he was alive. But cutting a little forward, one of the biggest things that has ever happened to me, we'll say two things, happened to me when I lived in Virginia. The first was my husband and I, Josh, we were in our bedroom, and it was realistically one of his first paranormal experiences, and we both remember it like freaking bright as day, which it kind of was. It was nighttime. I believe we were either going to sleep or I had woken up or something of the sort, and all of a sudden we saw this incredibly bright flash in our room. And I just remember thinking, somebody just took a photo of us, or there's no way that Josh just saw what I saw. And he actually like looked over at me and was like, "Did you see that?" And so again, first thought, okay, maybe, you know, there was lightning outside, but we have the same drapes actually that we have now, and they're blackout. So it's very, if it would have been lightning, it wouldn't have been like what we saw, because it was very concentrated in one spot, almost like a ball, kind of like a ball of energy. And then obviously I was like, well, maybe somebody's just fucking with us, and it was like a photo and somebody took a photo of us. But it wasn't that, and we still to this day have no idea what that was, but it was definitely freaky. And then another was, Josh was away. I don't know if he was out in the field or if it was one of the times when he was at the tomb and he was doing a longer shift. And so it was just me and Rocky, because we didn't have Bella at the time. And I'm not sure if we had Chewy. Yeah, we had Chewy. I don't remember. Chewy's my chinchilla. And I was in the bathroom, and I still closed the door because, I mean, even if like I'm home alone, I don't like being with the door open. I don't know. But I saw this like little black kind of like a tail, I guess you could call it. It like swept under the door, and I would have thought that it was all in my head, but the problem with that is Rocky actually reacted to it. And that night, actually, a bunch of stuff in my kitchen like fell over. And I didn't get any recordings of this because I didn't really think to. But I will say that is like the most paranormal thing that I've ever seen in my life. And it was the scariest thing that I ever seen in my life too, because Josh wasn't there. I was by my side, like by myself, and it was just me and Rocky. And I remember sleeping with all the lights on that night because I was like, there's got to be something in this house or something is messing with me. I still have no idea what that was, nor do I really care to know what it was because it was really scary. But other than that, with sleep paralysis and stuff like that, I definitely tend to see a lot of things. And there's kind of like speculation on what that's all about. A lot of people believe, because we all tend to see the same things, which is the craziest thing about it. Like the little devil, everybody kind of sees that. Everybody sees the shadow man, and just a lot of really freaky things. I have had, so I will not fall asleep on my back or on my stomach because that is when sleep paralysis will hit me the worst. And I remember one day I actually fell asleep on my stomach, which is very much not like me. I don't like to fall asleep on my stomach. It's uncomfortable. And I felt something jump on the bed and I felt something crawl up my back and I just assumed it was Rocky. But then I woke up and there was no cat. So that happened to me. I've woken up and seen something hovering over Josh. It was an old man, and that was pretty freaky. I wake up a lot and I see these really strange kind of like, I don't even know how to explain it, almost like a electricity anomaly kind of floating above us in bed. And that's really freaky to me because I can't explain that. I have no idea what that is. It's not like it's a shadow person or like a random spirit or anything of the sort. And so that kind of like freaks me out, but I mean, I don't know. I guess it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of everything that I like have experienced. Every now and again, I'll see like, I have incense going, so if you see something on the screen, but every once in a while, I'll see something out of the corner of my eye, somebody walking by. Sometimes I will see them fully walk and such like that. Like Josh will always say, he's like, oh, you see something? Because I'm just like staring at it. Or I'll just blatantly be like, hello, you know, because it gets kind of annoying. Like, you're in my space. I didn't invite you here. Why are you here? And yeah, if you don't believe in the paranormal, I totally get it. Not everybody does, and I totally respect that. But, you know, if you do, I'd love to have conversations about it and kind of hear if you've ever experienced anything, or if you know of anybody that's experienced anything, or if you just want to ask more questions, because I don't know, I find it to be very neat. I don't believe for a second that we are the only things on this earth that are intelligent beings, or in the universe, or whatever it might be. And I don't necessarily believe that all spirits have died. I believe that some of them are just simply here, and that is the form that they've taken. So yeah, I guess with that, hope you like this. It's kind of weird like vlogging. I don't necessarily do this, so it's pretty cool. I think I'm gonna keep this to Patreon only. I'll probably make it like a Patreon only thing for a little bit, and then I'll make it go live so that way everybody else can, well, I should say public, so that way everybody else can see it as well. I'll keep it off of YouTube because it doesn't need to be there, at least not for now, but maybe in the future. But yeah, I don't know. I've always been very into this sort of thing, and you know, maybe we'll do some like, I don't know, weird ghost hunts or something like that and put them on Patreon. I have no idea. But yeah, so I hope you like this, and if you did, let me know below, and we can do this more often, even if it's not talking about this stuff, and just like sit downs and story times or whatever it might be. So I will see you guys later. Have a lovely day, and thank you so much to my Patreons. I appreciate every single one of you. I don't know what that was. And I wish I could say that I knew. Okay, well, with that, we're gonna go ahead and end here, and I will see you guys soon. I don't know if that picked up on my mic or not, but what I just heard was really fucking freaky. So I'll catch y'all later. Have a good night. Bye.